Hi, my name is Samaya Bubal, and I'm not singing. I'm reading Linda Sarsour. Her speech. Linda Sarsour is a Palestinian American Muslim activist. She is the former executive director of the Arab American Association of New York, and she is one of the leading organizers of the Women's March on Washington in 2017. She gave this commencement address at the graduation ceremony at SUNY School of Public Health, despite protests fueled by conservative media and targeting by right-wing extremists. I came to tell it like it is. We live in difficult and uncertain times. Tonight, I use my platform to honor four men and to hold them up as beacons of light for all of us. Taliesin Midrin, Namkai Mech, Ricky Best, Mackay Fletcher, and Richard W. Collins III. This week, three of these men lost their lives at the hands of hate. Taliesin, Ricky, Mackay were strangers to one another. In a matter of minutes, they made separate decisions to go from bystanders to heroes to defend one African-American young woman student and her Muslim-American friend wearing hijab, as they were aggressively harassed by a man on a train in Portland. Taliesin and Ricky lost their lives, but their act of courage will live on forever and have restored a small, empty space in my heart with a sense of hope and commitment to standing up against injustice, no matter who it is against. I'm here tonight during the holy month of Ramadan. It is a month of contemplation, reflection, increase in spirituality, closeness to God, and charity. I sat through many thoughts this past week. The tragic story in Portland made me reflect on how I was, and am I showing up in the world, in my community, in New York City, in our country? Was I ever a bystander? Would I ever be a bystander? What does it mean when we say we are social justice activists and organizers committed to justice and equality for all people? It means we made the decision to never be bystanders. We in this room together must commit to never being bystanders to poverty, lack of jobs and health care, sexism, violence, discrimination, racism, xenophobia, Islamophobia, anti-Semitism, and homophobia. I love my country. It gave my Palestinian immigrant parents who lived under military occupation the opportunities to give me and my siblings a better life, and I am forever grateful. I love my country so much that I work every day to push my country to be a better nation, to stand up to its original ideas. Malcolm X once said, "You're not to be so blind with patriotism that you can't face reality. Wrong is wrong, no matter who does it or says it. For I truly believe that dissent is the highest form of patriotism. That silence is an endorsement of the status quo and makes us complicit in the suffering of the most marginalized amongst us. Understanding our history and being rooted in the moments when we were wrong, starting from the days of our founding and the massacres of indigenous people, to the forced enslavement of Black Africans, to segregation, to the Chinese Exclusion Act, to the internment of Japanese Americans, to mass incarceration, also known as modern slavery, and to everything in between. We must acknowledge the mistakes of the past and present, and commit to never again." A famous philosopher once said, "Those who do not remember the past are condemned to repeat it." In the age of alternative facts and fake news and emboldened racism and xenophobia, we cannot be silent. We cannot allow the voices of hate and decisiveness to be louder than the voices of solidarity and love. We cannot allow any more horror to happen to any other communities. We must stand together united in solidarity against the targeting, demonization, and vilification of any group of people. We must intervene. We must protect one another. We must stay righteously outraged. We must never despair or submit to the idea that this is just how it is. I will be outraged every time a Black man or woman like Sandra Bland, Tamir Rice, Aya Stanley Jones, Rika Boyd, Ramarley Graham, Eric Gardner, Walter Scott, Jonathan Edwards, Freddie Gray are killed at the hands of law enforcement. I will be outraged every time I remember that Flint still does not have clean water. I will be outraged every day until we end mass incarceration. I will be righteously outraged every day until we are all treated with dignity and respect and we are all free in every part of this world. When one of us is not free, none of us is free. I will be righteously outraged, and I will make sure to contribute something every day to get rid of suffering and pain in my midst. I will end my remarks by sharing a quote with all of you that is both hung in my home and in my office by an Aboriginal woman named Leela Watson. If you have come here to help me, you are wasting your time. But if you have come here because you believe that your liberation is bound with mine, then let's work together. We are all in this together. It is we who make America great, in solidarity and love.